Deals make deadlines, and George Karlaftis got a hell of a deal. He signs a huge contract, absolutely huge for him, even better than I thought it might be. And this is what's going on. The deadlines are here. It's about to be training camp, and they need to get some things done. George Karlaftis was lower on the totem pole than Trent McDuffie. A little bit easier to negotiate this contract, but it also makes it easy when you're talking about $20 million a year. So George gets 93 over 4 years, guaranteed 63. So that comes out about what, 20 and a half, 20 and 3/4 per season to that third contract year. Now, we don't know the structure. We don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but we do know that George Karlaftis is going to be under contract for quite a while. He's going to give you that pass rush. And I have to say, I didn't see this coming when he was drafted. I thought he might turn into a player that could get, a middle of the road kind of contract. He certainly outplayed that. He deserves this contract. $20 million, I know sounds big. A couple of years ago, we were talking about that for quarterbacks per year. This is a pass rusher, and it is the second most important position on a roster. No doubt about it. You're either throwing the ball or you're attacking the guy that throws the ball. That's what this game is about. And so when it comes down to paying somebody what they're worth, I think that this helps. Chris Jones, still an excellent player, but at his age, you can't project that for another 4 years. George Karlaftis is going to need another partner in crime. Ashton Gelati might be it. We don't know. But George is going to give you that foundation to move into the next era when Chris Jones decides that he's had enough or that he's done enough. That's not going to be for the next at least 24 months, in my opinion, but you never quite know because everybody's got their own prognosis and their own plan. So what does that give us today? It gives us what I expect the structure to do is to help out by giving maybe a little bit of relief early, drop that total down for the total cap for Chiefs for this season, and then give us a little bit incremental change as we go forward. That together with what we saw with Trey Smith, we don't have the exact structure there either, but in the end, they're both going to give us what we think is an ability to ride out what's coming in terms of the increase in the salary cap. It gives the Chiefs projectable space going forward. The structure is going to be more important. With the way that the Chiefs are up against the cap now, they have to be really careful. They have to be very cognizant of not just what they're doing when, but how they're spacing it all out. It becomes more of a project and a lot more of a juggling act. But together with the quarterback and whoever is going to take over and become the next epic weapon on the offensive side, you've secured the protection for the quarterback, the ability for the offense to move forward, and now you've given yourself the primary position on the other side. George Karlaftis, if he continues to build, to learn, and to increase what he can do, he still has some ceiling, I think. I thought when he came out, this was going to be about it. But I think what he's shown in the last season and a half is that there is more to his game than he's hit yet. This OTA season, several reports came out that he looks quicker, better hand usage, able to get to the quarterback faster. And that's the key, is faster. It's not playing with power because he's always done that. I do believe he's become a better run defender as well. But it's about getting to the quarterback quickly without having to be schemed up. The thing that the Eagles showed us in that Super Bowl is that they could get to the quarterback just by sending 4. And that's the goal for the Chiefs too. George Karlaftis is going to give you one of those pieces. Chris Jones is already one of those pieces. The question becomes, who's going to play opposite him? And who's going to provide that other amount of pass rush to make the whole front be productive? I think George has a little bit more in him. I'd like to see him get to consistent double digits, 24 and a half sacks in the 3 years. Just under where I think you needed to get to project to this amount of contract value. Now to live up to the contract, you got to be over that. It's got to be 10 plus a year, double digits from here on out. Or we are eventually going to look back and say that it wasn't lived up to this contract level. Now, I'm a little bit out of breath as I'm up a little bit higher elevation these days. So you can see in the background, I'm continuing to go up in verticality, just like George Karlaftis' annual income is. Can he live up to it and sustain it? That's going to be the big question. I'm looking forward to it, and I know that you guys are as well. I'm going to say from here, this is going to be the big transition point. Trent McDuffie's still out there. I'm going to give you another piece here shortly on Omar Norman-Lott, who's now under contract as well. So like stacking up for training camp is becoming very clear and very concise. They can go in without distractions, contract issues, kind of all over the place, and nail things down. George Karlaftis is going to be a guy that if we see him take that next step forward to get to double-digit sacks, to produce like that, we're going to be able to build upon that in the future. And obviously they brought in Gelati. They have another first-round pick in Felix Anadike-Uzomah. They're going to continue to have to build on the defensive side for the pass rush specifically, but this gives them the anchor for the future. So I want to know what you guys think. I'm pretty excited about it. Again, a little bit more than I thought, but I think overall, especially when we get the structure, we're going to be happy with this contract. Where are you on initial reaction? Let me know down in the chat below. And make sure you hit a thumbs up here on this one. Thanks for being with me. Have a great one, and we'll give you live on Monday night like we always are as we get ready for training camp. Have a good one, and I'll catch you then.